Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. So this one, interesting fight. Kai coming off a loss. This isn't just any loss. His debut was fighting for the title against a Pantoja. Pantoja, let's remember, he's right up there. He's these pound for pound talks. He's right up there. That's how good this guy is. And he got thrown in the deep end and had to fight someone like Pantoja. Not only he's fighting the champion, he's fighting a pound for pound type guy, you know, top five, at least top five, you can say top three, whatever. You've got a guy like that he's fighting. And then not only that, he's one of the toughest guys in the division with an incredible chin. Very scrappy, very good grappler, wrestler. Not the best matchup for someone like Kai Asakura. But now he's coming in against Tim Elliott. Very well-rounded fighter. Good everywhere, Tim Elliott. He's experienced. He's fought everybody. Kai Asakura, heavy favourite, which I'm surprised. I thought maybe him coming off a loss where Pantoja looked pretty incredible. Like, you know, we went and did his thing, and you could almost say made it look easy. So I'm surprised Kai is this much of a favourite. So when I'm breaking this down, we'll get into that. We'll get into, I guess, the odds. I remember, again, responsibly, but we'll get into the odds. I'm going to tell you now, nice and early, I'm probably leaning towards Kai. But let's go and break down some of the fights. Again, Kai Asakura, very aggressive, dangerous guy, flying knees, all that type of stuff. We didn't get to see it in his debut against Pantoja. Why? Pantoja pressed and was very aggressive. Didn't give him room to do anything. Can Tim Elliott do that? Maybe. But is he going to be able to capitalize or rely on his chin like a Pantoja? I don't know. So that's going to be a tricky one. I don't think that's going to be his style. But lucky enough, he is well-rounded enough. But does that give Kai Asakura more time or more chances to be aggressive and let things fly? So let's get in and watch a little bit of Kai Asakura right now. We all know he's an aggressive fighter, right? And you're going to see this. Yeah, he's doing damage here, but you do see openings. Hands are down while he's swinging wild. A lot of people are going to look at that and be, oh, man, he's got his chin's down. His chin's in the air while he's firing. You could easily knock him out. Yes, there's opportunities for you to land on him. I think you do this to the wrong guys, especially in the UFC. There's a lot of people are going to take advantage of that. But will Tim be able to? Yeah, for sure. But while Tim's trying to capitalize or trying to counter, is he going to be a step behind? Him, I'm like, I'm going to look for the counter. Go to counter. Does Kai just catch him first? You got to remember, Kai is coming in aggressively. Yes, it leaves openings. But at the same time, he is firing as them openings are there. So you think, oh, his chin's there. I'm going to try and find it. You're getting hit while you're thinking or looking for it. So you need to be wary of that. Here, you're watching this. He's getting hit here. Again, there's a lot of people that can take advantage of that. There's takedowns that are there. Tim Elliott, still very well-rounded, as I said. Can he take it to the ground? Yes, I think he should. But the thing is, what I mean, the difference between a Pantoja come in that aggressively and just grabbed him. Will Tim do that? I don't know if he can be that aggressive. Maybe he does. He's just got to hope he doesn't get caught straight away. I feel like Pantoja could rely on that chin that little bit, and he's just tough and doesn't really care, so he just goes in. Tim, maybe not so much. I think he's going to try and wait for a better timing, which opens the door for Kai to land more. But as you can see here, bridging in with big shots. Hands are pretty low, flying knees like that. Again, very dangerous. There is openings. I just don't know if Tim should be trying to look for counters. It's a tricky one because I'm telling you about the holes in Kai's game here. But at the same time, you've got to be the right fighter to capitalize on them holes, because as you're trying to capitalize, you could get caught. So you better have better timing. You better be faster. And you better have a really good understanding of that. You need to be in the right position while you're countering. You can't just counter and just be like, oh, I'm just going to throw this, and then your head's in the same spot as where he was thrown in the first place. It's just he ends up landing first. Can I dip to the side? Can I be in a position as he's coming, get myself in a safer position as I'm firing a bomb, knowing his head's right there to be hit? But there's them flying knees and stuff like that. I've got a feeling we'll see some of those in this fight. I think there will be grappling. I think there will be a lot of that type of stuff, but I think there's going to be damage from Kai, and that's why I'm going to lean towards Kai. But let's look at Tim. We'll go through Tim. Enough of Kai there. Again, very aggressive, fun to watch. That's why there was a lot of hype on him here. The UFC wanted him, to for the title. Would love him to be right up there, even as a champion. Right, he's well loved where he's from. A lot of hype around him, but he fought an absolute beast. Tim Elliott here. See, again, there's a bit of pressure. See, that type of stuff as well. Like, he's putting a bit of pressure, but it's not as aggressive as Pinto. Pinto's literally come in like a bull. And again, that's dangerous, but Pinto's just tough. He's got a good way of approach. Tim Elliott with his, as you can see back here, you're dancing around a little bit, playing around with, let me get it, where he's sort of standing in front of him. Walking forward like that, coming forward aggressively. You need to know that there are bombs coming back at you. Right here is what I'm talking about. Not that takedown. Right here it's going to come. Look, following him, chasing him down, coming aggressive. And here with the head movement. This is the type of stuff. You start playing around with Kai there, you know things are coming back at you. You got Kai throwing jumping knees, flying knees, throwing bombs, marching. You're not trying to do the head movement. He is just marching forward. Yes, there could be a takedown, but I'm coming in aggressively. Oh, here's my chance to shoot. Flying knees coming up there. Kai's got a pretty good eye for it, especially if your head's there. I guarantee you he was always planning on firing a couple of shots up top with a following knee, knowing that there's a good chance you're going to try and go under him. He's going to have a good eye of that. He's very aggressive. He's got pure offense on his mind. He wants to land these knees. He wants to land these hands. He's not really thinking defensively. So when you've got fighters like that, it's a lot easier for them to land these knees. A lot of people won't really put themselves in dangerous positions to throw shots that could maybe get them taken down or get them hit, because they're thinking a little more defensive and they're trying to get the perfect balance. Then you get these guys that are pure offense. Diego Lopez, a good example, where their timing's going to be a little bit better a lot of the time because their sole focus is offense and landing wherever you are. So if you're looking at a target and not having to worry at someone, say if you had to aim at something and say a target and had to shoot it, but you had to dodge things or be wary of other things around you, you really think you're going to be that much better at the target? No, you've got a lot more to worry about. You've got to wait till maybe someone's reloading. All right, now I can focus. That's sort of how we fight, right? Like you're waiting for opportunities where you've taken away their offense. Now I can go. And, there's a lot more to understand when you really want to break someone down. But then you get these fighters, there's not too many of them, that are just solely offense. Very dangerous. Diego Lopez, there's a few more that are like that. I think Kai Asakura is another one of those. So while you're sitting there trying to line something up or trying to go for a takedown, he doesn't really care about that. He is just looking at, your head's there. I'm going to sort of keep it there where, whether I fly a knee up that way or punch you to keep your head down, throw a knee. Yeah, I might be able to get taken down, but he's not even thinking about that. Like I said, it's solely focusing on his target. I hope that makes sense. I think I like the gun target analogy. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think you know what I'm talking about there. There are fighters like that are just solely offense. And when you get guys like that, dangerous. You need to know. So your strategy needs to have, like, when you choose to, when you're trying to get them out of position or like solely focus on getting them out of position where they can't just throw offense. And then when they're coming in, even when you're firing, when you are trying to counter or beat them to the timing, walk them in a certain direction or, turn them or whatever it is, and then know that something's coming back and still put yourself in a safer sort of position. Make sure there's a shield up. Make sure your head's dipping in a slight angle with your punch, knowing that something's probably coming straight back. A lot of these things, we don't want to give too much away, that I had to do with someone like a Diego Lopez, knowing that something's coming back every single time. So it's a very, very, very hard type of guys to fight. You can definitely catch them, capitalize, and make it look easy sometimes, but It can be very, very, very dangerous at the same time. So, Tim Elliott, $3.60 here at Sportsbet. Kai Asakura at $1.28. That's a pretty heavy favorite. Tim Elliott could let's be real, could easily, I just showed you, you come aggressive, there's going to be times that you could shoot. Yes, there is damage while that's happening. Can he get a finish if he takes down Kai? Yeah, that could happen. The only thing is, I feel like there's going to be a bit of damage done, even if he eventually gets the takedown. So I still feel like Kai's going to win them rounds because of that, or he gets a finish. So I'm going purely on damage here. So I'm going to lean towards Kai, but I want you guys to remember, heavy favorite. You know what I'm like with underdogs. And you can see an upset here. Well-rounded, experienced guys like this, I'm telling you what things that you need to do. I showed you some of the stuff that Tim likes to do. While you're coming forward like that, you're like, oh, Kai coming aggressive. You would have caught him. But he might know that. He's experienced. He might be like, all right, that's my approach on this guy, because I knew that I had him on the back foot. I had him worried about this. I had him worried about that. I had a good frame, so I knew that I was blocking any of his strikes for that certain opponent. I know with Kai, I need to worry about this. I need to worry about that. I'm going to change that strategy a little bit. He's an experienced guy that could definitely do that. Remember that. But I'm still going to go with Kai Asakura. I think a dangerous fighter. I think we might see a highlight reel finish. But no way I'll be surprised if the experienced guy comes and shows a newcomer how it is. So can definitely see it. But I'm going to have to go with the favorite, which is hard because he's a heavy favorite. I don't like heavy favorites when I can see them losing, but I will go with Kai Asakura here, just purely on damage. I don't think Tim can finish the fight, and I think if he takes him down, is he going to do damage? If he tries to do damage, is he just going to let Kai get back up and do more damage and win the rounds anyway? Does he just try and hold? And then because he's holding and not wanting to get hurt when he gets to his feet, he's losing rounds because Kai did more damage when they were on the feet, or even on the bottom. He's throwing elbows, being a bit spastic on the bottom. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Ooh, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Kai. Kai Asakura for the win. Tricky one. Remember, I like an underdog, but I'm going with the favorite on this one. So there's the first fight of the night, on the main card, for UFC 319. I think that's going to start that card off with a bang. We'll start that main card off with a bang. So we're in for a treat. What's up, guys? Volk here. Hey, if you're liking what you're seeing, make sure you like, subscribe, click on the bell to keep yourself notified. I appreciate every single one of you.